So Dad, how did the Mowry family move from Rhode Island to upstate New York? Do you know what brought them to New York?
Well, I guess it was just the westward track,
Oh, okay.
you know, moving west.
Pioneering west. Ah, okay. But to get land of your own, the idea of,
Yep. And then they stopped in Oxford.
oh, okay. Yeah.
New York was considered a breadbasket of the United States
Wow.
in the early days,
Yeah.
because they took the land away from the Indians, the Iroquois Indians,
Iroquois were here.
in the middle part of the New York State.
Yeah. Now, would your relatives have fought the Indians, or was the land already taken away by them?
I don't remember
Oh,
that our family had anything to do with that.
okay.
Oxford was settled in the early 1800s.
Okay. So would they be some of the first settlers of Oxford? The Mowrys?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dairy farmers. So lots of good milk and cheese.
Yeah.
Now, what do you remember from your childhood about dairy farming? Did you take part in it, or?
No,
No.
just from my grandparents.
So your grandma and grandpa Mowry were still involved in farming?
Yeah, when they first were married,
Okay.
and then later on, my grandfather got a job in the post office.
Oh, okay. Alright.
And that's when my dad was. He was a rebel.
Yeah.
He gave my grandfather fits.
Wow.
He said, whenever there was a fight going on, my dad was in the middle of it.
Oh no.
So,
Was your grandpa Mowry? Was he soft?
you see what?
Soft man, not disciplinarian.
No, he was very disciplined.
Oh, okay.
Too disciplined.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because both my dad and my uncle were very opposed to him because of his discipline.
oh, he was too strict. Huh.
And that bothered me because
Yeah.
I never experienced that with him. And
Oh, he changed as he got older.
he was very strict when he was young.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Bringing up his family.
Yeah.
Not his girls, but his boys.
Oh, there were girls too.
Yep.
Well, who were the girls? So there's Ralph.
Well, Ralph was one of the boys. He was the oldest.
Yeah.
And then the oldest girl was Marjorie.
Marjorie.
And then my Aunt Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
And then my Aunt Alice. She was the youngest.
What number was your dad?
Number 2.
Oh, so 2 boys and 3 girls. So in those days, like in your dad's day, did people stay home until they got married, or did they tend to go off and start their own life?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. I was just too young.
Yeah. But they all stayed in the area?
Yeah.
Marjorie, Ruth, Ralph?
Although when they got married, they did move away.
Oh, okay.
Some of them.
Mm-hmm. Where did Ralph end up?
He moved out west
Oh.
to, well, this was after I was in the Navy. He moved out west to Idaho, I think.
So I remember visiting Aunt Alice in an old home in Oxford. So was she the last one to have
She was, I think, 7 years older than me.
And so she was the last one to stay in the area of Oxford?
Yeah, she worked at the WRC home, which was the Civil War rest home for veterans.
Oh.
WRC is Women's Relief Corps. And that's where my Uncle Ralph, he was the farm supervisor. Because they had a farm that raised the crops for the rest home.
Oh.
And that's where my grandfather, my mother's father, came to Oxford for a while. He was a cook. And that's where my mother and father met. My mother was a waitress.
Yeah, right.
In Elmira.
Yeah. At the Mark Twain Hotel.
Right.
Yeah. And your dad was, what was he doing there?
He worked at what they called the Eclipse, which was a metalworking shop.
Oh.
Machinist.
Okay. Who changed the pronunciation?
I think my dad and he was in World War II. And in the service, they printed your name on your clothing.
Yeah.
And so they had the last name, and people that's the way they wanted to say it when they read it.
Okay.
It was really the World War II generation that changed the name, or changed the pronunciation of it. My dad,
Okay.
you know, during World War II, just about everybody was in the service.
Yeah.
All my uncles,
Yeah.
I think only one was not, and he was what they called 4F, unfit for duty. He was a very thin person, not very strong. I remember on Sunday afternoon, my grandfather would take us in his car and drive around and for a Sunday drive.
Yeah. Okay.
That was our entertainment.
Driving around the country?
Yep.
Oh. This is your grandfather, Lynn Mowry?
Yeah, he was.
Would he tell you stories?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he would play games with us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Especially Mavis and I.
Oh.
And Monopoly and dominoes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Nice.
then at the dinner table, he would get a knife and put peas on the knife and eat peas. He was hilarious.
Really? Wow. So he changed the way he was from his children to his grandchildren
Yeah,
quite a bit.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Because I could never understand why my father and his brother, why they were so
Rebellious,
Yeah.
angry.
Because I never saw any of that.
Mowry?
A couple times I've done it. It's the
Last time they were
weirdest
together.
feeling in the whole wide world.
No, I couldn't bring myself to do that.
So that's
Do what?
Curtis,
The nanny
and then
pot,
Mavis was next.
that thing you put up your nose
Donnie
and water
is
goes up one
next.
side and comes out the other. No.
Arlene, Judy, and
No.
Richard. We need that. We need
So-
that.
Anyway, that's a better picture.
I don't know.
Probably
It's bigger.
outside.
You remember that?
We're not gonna do a pyramid.
Oh, yeah, that's when we went to
Yeah.
That-
Dad's,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want you guys to share a little bit about life in Elmira way back when.
We didn't have a life.
Yes, you did.
No, we
Yes,
didn't.
you did. You
We
went out and
just-
played. You
We
were
just ran and
yeah.
whatever.
That was a life. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I did.
I was a jailbird.
Oh.
You were not, you were in Boys Town.
I know, but
Okay.
I was in jail.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
That was just constructiveness, which you never had.
Okay. All right.
Jeez, there must have been something.
So you're kind of on your own growing up.
All the way.
Oh, yeah, that's up to
On your own.
10 West Church Street.
Everybody.
So did you get a job as soon as you could? Like,
I think
I
it
don't
was
remember
about
where it
15
was,
when I first went.
We
15?
tried to find it. but they
What did you
changed
do?
it to a
Waitress.
oh, like mom.
Catholic,
Same place?
monastery.
Rolling room.
Wait a minute. Donnie's
You weren't
telling
even
a story
thought of
that I'm
then.
missing. I'm totally missing a funny story from your brother Donnie.
Oh, well.
Can we hear this?
When when we lived in a house which is now the monastery where the nuns are,
Yes.
I used to go down to the street
Yeah.
and sit on the curb and put my feet out, see how close I could come to the car's tires when they went by.
Well, just for fun.
Yeah, just for fun. And my grandmother would come down and get me, take me back up, put me in a harness and tie me to the tree.
Yeah.
This is Spurbeck.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so,
Like not in fun. Like she was mad at you. Like
Oh, no.
Oh, no,
extremely.
she never did anything in fun.
okay.
No.
No.
She didn't have a fun bone.
Oh, she had a fun ball. She was,
But when
she would do
spoke
things
to
when,
you,
Uh huh.
but when she said something, you better be listening up.
good old castor oil.
Yep.
No way. Really?
Oh
Did
yeah.
she take out the castor oil and feed it to
At
you?
night.
And if you were really, really bad, you got the castor oil and kerosene.
Yep.
There you go.
Castor
That's
oil
enough.
is what they give you for laxative.
Yes. And it's about the nastiest stuff that's ever walked on the
And it
face.
just tastes awful.
Yeah. Oh yes.
So what
And it was your
Did
punishment.
she give you a
right?
taste?
It was a punishment.
Well, yeah, but the worst part of it is because it's so bad, you had such a problem, tried to keep it down, and then if it came back up, you got more.
Oh no.
That's if you got castor oil
If you were not.
before you went to bed. If you were naughty.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna finish.
Okay.
If you were naughty, she put a drop of kerosene in it with it.
Yeah, but what did that?
It just made it taste that much worse.
God.
That's
You're
what
that
it
much
did.
sicker.
I got a lot of it. 'cause I
You,
was
let me
very
tell you
naughty.
something. You never, Grandma never.
Gave me.
Yeah, but I don't think you're getting
Well,
a good
what do
picture
you
of
call
my
it today?
grandmother.
That
No,
would be
no.
child abuse.
I mean, she had a big heart.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's no question about that.
And if it wasn't for her,
We'd been a lot
Yeah.
worse off.
yeah, we would be.
Yeah.
No, Grandma Spurlock was always there.
Really?
Oh yeah, she was always there. You could go to her house anytime. I mean, all you had, if you were in the area, you could just
Yeah.
stop in.
I'm hungry.
I'm
I want
hungry,
something to eat.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She'd feed you.
Well, she'd probably twist your arm to take
Take
something.
something, take something to eat. So yeah, she's always worried about it. And then, but when if you paid attention, you were good. You was in. When you weren't, there was a consequence to that.
Yeah.
You know what I remember is that my dad was kind of a rebel, and
Really?
but he was very polite to Grandma Spurbeck.
Oh,
Well,
really?
Yeah.
When our
Well, I'll tell you
dad
what, he had
was
to
being
be.
a dad,
I mean,
he
Ja-
was the best dad in the world. That's just
He
the way.
was kind.
When he was being a dad, he was a good dad. And if he could have maintained that,
if you stayed out of the bar.
Yeah.
well, I know. But I'm just saying, when he was a dad, being a dad, a real dad, he was a good dad.
So tell us about your mother, Jessie.
She was a saint.
Oh, yeah,
She put up with a lot.
yeah. Hardworking?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, well, without a doubt, without a doubt.
You're
without
way-
She supported the family for
That says it right there.
much of our lives.
We lived together as a family for 5 years or 4 years on Vine Street. 5?
I think 5. Yeah.
Okay. That's the only time we lived together as a family.
Is that where I kicked you? On Vine Street, when you got mad at me and told me to do something I wouldn't do it, and you hit me and I kicked you?
Oh, you
Uh-oh.
I thought
Many moons
that
ago.
was
Mowry
Mavis.
girls.
No, that was
Didn't Aunt Judy come after you with a knife or
Oh,
something one
God.
me.
time?
No, these two, him and Judy.
Oh, really?
whoa.
Really?
The door's ripped off and he's running out the door and she's behind him. And,
Must have stabbed me.
oh,
Like
my
as kids or girls?
Kids.
Kids.
Really?
15, 15,
Oh.
14.
Oh my
15.
God, how those two fought. Oh,
Not fist fights though.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah,
pushing.
mouthy.
I can still see that screen door busted right off the hinges as he's flying through it. She's right behind him.
It was never boring, let's put it that way.
You could say that.
Oh, there was
Me,
lots of
all I
stuff
ever wanted to
going
do
on.
was hide under the table. You know, get me out of here.
How about Aunt Helen and Aunt Mavis? Did they fight with anybody, or
Pretty
they just
quiet.
did their own thing?
You know,
They were
Just did their
quiet.
own thing.
we never had. I only had a fight with Aunt Judy once,
Oh.
just once in my life, and that was because I took her hairbrush and used it.
Well, how dare you?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what
dare
she
you.
said. And she's chasing me. That was mine, and you do not touch it.
Boy, she had a temper.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, with so many kids, though, it was hard to keep something that belonged to you.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.
You
In
just
some place
take
where it was
stuff.
safe.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was,
Yeah, but we
he
were
was
older.
when we were on Vine Street, I was involved, I played baseball. And I like baseball.
Yeah.
And he didn't do nothing,
Yeah.
but he went out and bought a baseball glove. And then he wouldn't let me use it.
Oh.
So I'd steal it.
It wasn't
I gave it
very
to you
nice.
later.
Well, later, but I'm talking about when you got it.
Yeah.
You know, it was a kind of like a, oh, look what I got.
That wasn't.
So you had to
very
play baseball
nice.
without a glove?
Well, I'd just borrow one from one of the other
Borrow.
guys.
Okay,
you know.
yeah. But were you having to look out for your other siblings, like, and have responsibility
He
over
thought
them?
he was.
He,
Yeah,
he had a.
I took it on myself.
Yeah.
No, he had
thought
a
he
lot.
was.
They didn't think so.
No,
Yeah.
we didn't.
He
None of
had
us
to-
thought so.
Yeah, right, right.
He had a lot of responsibility put on his shoulders for
Yeah.
a young.
My mom didn't have much of a conversation with my dad,
Okay.
and so she would use me as a
Yes.
sounding board.
Really?
He
Yes.
had. He took.
You were the mediator, or just
No.
kind of listener? You listened to
He
me.
was
just a
Okay,
listener.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Wow.
She
Yes.
depended on him for.
Yeah. So you became an adult pretty fast.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
And he carried it on.
Yes.
He
I
extended.
didn't know not to stop.
Yeah, right. He extended his authority.
Okay.
Okay, she gave it to me.
Yeah.
Let me use it
That's
here.
right.
So you all grew up in the war era, the World War II era. What do you remember about the World War II era?
All I remember is Vine Street and up in the upstairs apartment. I remember when they had the blackout, hiding under the kitchen table, pulling the tablecloth down.
Really?
Yeah.
You had blackouts?
Yes.
Good practice.
Wow.
That
What did
stopped
you?
the war when I was
But-
born.
Did you hear it over the radio or what? Like, how'd you
I
know?
have no idea. I was.
Oh, did the lights of the town go out?
Yeah. Blackouts.
Oh.
I just remember that one time that happened.
Yeah. What was the purpose of the blackout?
Just
To hide the
air
town.
raid, you know.
Yeah.
To
in
hide the
case-
town.
So
Yeah, I mean, you know, if
there's
the
planes
bombers were
going
going
over, they
over,
couldn't
why,
see any lights and
you know, that was a, but they never,
pretend we weren't there.
we never got it, you know, I mean, it was
No, no,
just.
no. They never came over to our country.
Yeah,
but,
they did it in Europe.
right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. sorry.
And here in America, we didn't get
But you had to ration. There were rationings.
it.
Did you
Yeah.
ration different things?
Gas was rationed.
sugar.
Yeah?
We had Mom and Dad, they had regular ration books.
Ration books.
Yeah. Remember that? They had
Like
little,
there's only so much sugar you could buy?
yeah, you could only buy so much sugar or whatever else was
Butter.
rationed. Yeah.
Butter,
So,
gas. Everyone had to give a little.
Yep.
Sacrifice a little.
and
I don't
families would
remember
share
that.
their, their tickets with each other, just, that's how you,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
how you help out
None of that.
other families by,
Really?
share your coupons,
Mm-hmm.
so.
None of that.
Yeah, but
I don't remember any
all of our
that.
uncles, except for Rudy, were either drafted or
in the-
volunteered.
Right.
And your dad served in World War II.
Yes.
Do you know how long he was away? Like,
It's 3 years, wasn't it 3?
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years.
did he ever come back, or was he
Oh,
just
yeah.
gone?
No, when he left, he was gone for
Wow.
3 years.
Really?
Yeah, but he was involved in Okinawa and some.
Yeah.
I know that, but I'm saying when he left home, he was gone for 3 years.
Yeah.
On
When
a
he
ship?
came, while
On a
he was
ship?
on the ship, he went.
Ship was
Of course, he went to
about-
base. He went through his training and all that stuff, and then he got on the ship and went out into the Pacific. But when he left home to go into the Navy, he didn't come home for 3 years.
Wow. Did he?
Well,
was
yeah.
he drafted or did he
No,
volunteer?
I don't. Dad joined, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He. Well, no, actually, he was drafted, but he went into the Navy, and that. Do you see that picture of him and the
Well,
commander?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. He was on the USS Oxford, which was a troop ship.
Okay.
All I know.
Bringing the Army or Marines over? to,
Army, I think.
Army.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about Helen? When she was young.
Oh, Helen was, out of all of us girls, Helen was the nicest.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, it was.
She was the softie.
Oh, okay.
And she was Grandma's favorite.
Really?
Grandma's baby, very.
Out of 7?
She was the nicest of all us girls.
Okay.
I just think she looked more like Mother than any of the others.
I don't know, well, I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. She was the nicest of all of us girls.
Yeah.
The rest of us were, we all got that nasty little attitude.
You remember Helen?
Oh, yeah.
She was nice. She was a nice sister.
I loved her.
Yep, she was.
Yeah, I remember
And when she was,
little, I had the job of watching her,
Yeah.
and we lived on East Church Street, and I was responsible to keep her, or to see that she didn't get off the porch.
Okay.
The traffic was pretty heavy on
Yeah.
that street, and she ran out into the street and got hit by a car.
She got hit. And you were watching her?
Yeah.
Oh. She get badly hurt?
Not badly, no, but I thought she.
did you get
dead.
badly
I thought-
hurt? Did you get badly hurt?
Oh, right.
I didn't get hit. She was just hurt.
Well, were you meaning like disciplined hurt?
Yeah.
Disciplined.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't discipline.
Yeah.
You.
It was
Did
an
you get
accident.
disciplined?
It was just
I
an
don't
accident.
remember getting discipline,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
but I mean, I felt really bad.
Well, I'm sure you did, without question.
Yeah.
No, she was a really good girl. And then she lived with
And Viv,
Aunt Viv.
Oh, she went to live with your aunt, Viv.
when we moved out of Vine Street,
Okay.
family just went
Different
to
places.
the Four Winds.
Yep.
So, and
Okay.
she ended up.
Judy went to a foster home,
and-
Judy, Rich, and I.
but you said you refused to go.
Well, I wouldn't. They'd take me, but I wouldn't stay.
Where did I go?
How old were you?
What?
I'm trying to find out
Maybe
where I came from.
9.
You were young, really?
Oh,
So they brought you in and you just left the house. You just leave.
the people up night have dumped foster homes. Anybody talks to me about foster homes, no.
Yeah.
They're horrid, horrid, horrid places.
Okay.
But anyway, the one that I got in, they already had a son and a daughter.
Yeah.
And the daughter was pissed at me because I had to room in with her.
Yeah.
And then they brought in a little boy, his name was Christopher. Oh, he was the sweetest thing.
Oh.
He had bright, I can still see him, carrot red hair.
Yeah.
He was another foster child. Then they had this big fat son who had a paper route and thought he was, and he used to keep his money in a jar up the thing. And the money would be missing.
Oh,
So
no.
he blamed little
Oh,
Christopher.
that's
I hated that
Oh,
kid. Oh, I hated that kid. So I put my hat and coat on one night in the middle of a winter storm. I walked from our Heights all the way down to Lake Street where my mother lived.
Oh.
And I was terrified. But I got back where she was.
Oh, you missed mom. Yeah. And you stayed?
Yes,
Okay.
for a while.
Yeah.
And they put me with that other strange lady.
Oh.
No, I wasn't in any party in foster home. After 3 of them and I escaped from them all, I guess they decided they'd leave me alone. Let me stay with my mother where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And after Vine Street, everybody is when all the siblings went each way.
See, I don't remember.
Well, we went to Swartwood.
So
Looney
Shortwood, was
Tunes
that a
was an
town?
added-
Shortwood was a
Looney
street or
Tunes.
town?
Town.
Oh.
It's a little burg.
Looney Tunes with an
Little
attitude.
I
burg.
know.
Down
Yeah,
here, you ever heard of Van Etten?
Yeah, that's
Man,
when we
they-
went to school.
Yeah, it's a little
I-
town outside of Van Etten.
Okay. Yeah.
We went to school, had to go to Van Etten to go to school.
Oh, so you had to go to a different school, but then Dad probably stayed at the high school. Was he older?
No,
than-
we were all little.
You were all little there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
We were all there.
Okay.
3rd or 4th grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Grandpa
Like,
Spurbeck used to come and go out to the farms and get some eggs and other things.
Box and
The
beans
thing I
and-
remember about Grandpa Spurbeck is the way he killed chickens.
Twisted their head off.
No. He used to stick them with he had a long knife, and he'd stick them in the neck with the knife and turn them loose,
yeah.
and they just run around
They
until
run around, yeah.
they bled to death.
With the knife on there.
Yeah, he'd run it right through there and cut the artery in their neck, and he'd just throw them on the ground, and they'd run around flopping all over the place. till
Grandma
they
used to
Like a
run out
chicken
of
with the
blood.
head cut off?
Grandma's room.
What do you remember about the Mowry, Grandma and Grandpa Mowry?
Well, of course, I was the oldest of the
He would
Mowrys,
remember, yeah.
the Mowrys,
Only because he spent
grandchildren.
most of the time with them.
Mowry.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's right. Make sure you say it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they were out in Oxford?
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
very.
They never
Oh,
came to
yeah.
Elmira.
Grandma'd have a hissy fit, boy, if you said
Okay.
Mowry.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing I remember is Grandma Mowry did not leave the house
No.
without Grandpa Mowry.
Oh, yeah?
Grandpa Mowry bought her underwear.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, and he did it by
That's a good one.
Yes.
the
Let's remember
Montgomery
that.
Ward.
Montgomery Ward's catalog.
Okay.
But he did all the shopping.
Really?
She stayed home, took care of the house and the kids and all that stuff.
She did nothing.
She didn't know.
She wouldn't go out.
No. Farthest she ever went, as long as I know her, the farthest she ever got was to Norwich, which is about 15 miles from Oxford. And I forget, I think the only reason she went up there, I'm not even sure why she went up there, but she went up to Norwich for something one time. So, but it was weird.
They were the farmers, right? Farmers?
No, he was a
Well,
rural mail carrier.
Oh, but originally, Dad said that he was
Yeah.
a
Well,
farmer.
he-
Our ancestors
right,
were all,
yeah.
were all
Right.
farmers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he learned, he grew up in it, but he didn't stick with it.
Yeah, he was hay fever, so he didn't.
Ah.
It was a terrible.
And he ended up being postmaster in Oxford.
Oh. Christopher, would you have any questions? Anything you'd want to know?
Just talking about mom and, just what y'all remember.
She was probably one of the nicest people.
Yeah.
That, you know.
Booze does funny things to you.
Yes, it does.
What's that like?
Sad things.
Yes.
Who was it? Was it Lee was telling me she picked, was it Lee or Laura picked up a dog off the, a stray dog? Would that sound like Helen to pick up a stray dog and give it to Lee, or was it Laura?
No, it was Lee.
It was Lee, yeah.
Yeah, both my boys remember her. John, they both.
What took you to Omaha?
Huh?
What took you to Omaha?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think
The
the,
pancake house?
yeah, cooking and stuff,
Well,
I
your
don't
mom
know.
was there by then,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he came to Lincoln first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He stayed with me when he came. He came out to Lincoln first. Stayed with me for a while, and then
With your wife and kids, or did you come by yourself?
No, he wasn't. No.
he wasn't married. He
I
was.
wasn't
wasn't
there,
married.
son.
We're talking. He was a
It was
young.
before.
Yeah.
Oh.
His wife up
Uh,
You didn't, you met her here,
there. Oh, yeah.
but you were out in Omaha as a single for a while. Oh, okay.
he was in Lincoln. I was stationed in Lincoln, and
Okay.
so
He
he
had
came
a
out.
Lincoln, I had a
I don't
Cadillac.
know
But
why.
then you went back with your family.
Yes, he.
Oh.
Well, I think wasn't. Where was Laura born? In Omaha.
Mhm.
So, Arlene, did you ever go out to Omaha to visit, or
Yeah.
you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once I think. And then when Dad died, I went.
But you wouldn't leave New York. You were here to stay.
Oh no, I wouldn't move out there. I was devastated when everybody left.
Oh, I bet.
But and then there was Rich and I again.
Yeah, it was just the two of you that stayed.
Well, Judy was there, wasn't she?
That was the whole crew.
The Motley Crew.
No, Judy came out to Omaha with.
Judy came with
Right.
Mom.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why.
That's why she went to
That's why
Omaha. One
well,
of the
she was on her.
reasons.
She was on her way. Her and Judy. I mean, Judy and Mom were on their way to California to see you,
well, they're older.
And they stopped
They're
in
older,
Omaha.
so they were older.
Old too.
because you were in California. At the
They were
time.
older than you.
And Judy got sick.
I
Yeah.
know.
Well, actually, she was
You were
pregnant.
like a free
Well,
spirit
I know,
kid.
but
You weren't paying
I'm
attention.
just saying she had to go
Well,
to the
yeah,
hospital.
but she got
And-
sick. They
Yeah, she had to go to the hospital, and then Mom had to go to work.
You
Pay the hospital, pay the hospital bill. She never left.
That's an amazing
And
story.
that's all because you were in.
In Lincoln.
And that's where I was born because of all this.
See, you were responsible for all.
Yeah, I
Born in
know.
Omaha.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Dad-
Jenny,
Dad was
Judy's
the
daughter
first-
Jenny and I were born
Dad
on the
was the
same
first one that
day in
came
the
out.
same
Went
hospital.
on Lincoln
Yeah.
because he did something
Your
back
twin
here and
cousin.
got run out of town. I don't know what it was that he did.
Well, he was.
He
I
did
don't
some
know,
running that
something
day.
to do with drinking.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Between your mother and Judy,
Yep.
both on the same day,
same hospital. Yep.
delivering babies.
He wasn't in the rooms though. He was just delivering the moms to the
I
hospitals.
remember.
Do
I
you?
remember that day.
Yeah,
Going to the hospital.
twice.
Yeah, on the same day.
Yep.
It
I
was
don't
just,
know
it was
which one
just
came
strange
first.
going place without Mom.
Oh yeah.
You know, she was already at the hospital. Dad's taking us. I'm like, I'm getting nervous because Dad's the one doing this.
Okay.
Because usually it's Mom. You know,
Oh really?
directing and controlling where we're going, what's
Yeah.
happening. I'm like, where's Mom? She's in the hospital. Why?
Having a baby, a little baby girl, baby. Ah, you were probably ready for a baby brother.
Didn't matter to me.
Did you have any kids in Lincoln?
All
That's
three
right.
of
Oh,
them.
I had all
They were
of it.
all born there. Did anyone ever go back? Has anyone? No. No.
Just came back, back visit when I come out to Omaha
To
to
visit the family. Yeah.
see the family. But they closed Lincoln, the base. They closed that base
Oh,
right
they
at the
did?
year after I left there.
Oh really? Oh, that's why you don't hear about it anymore. Okay.
Oh no, it's closed.
Well,
You don't ever want to hear my story.
Sure.
We've been sitting here. We've been sitting here.
Uh-uh.
We've been sitting here
No
with
way.
bated breath waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to hear that story. Phew.
You stayed in Elmira
Yeah,
while you moved back.
yeah.
And you had 5 beautiful children
I
with
did.
Mary Lou.
I still do.
Yeah.
That's all I can tell you. Best of everything.
And now you're a great grandpa.
I am. I don't really, I like it, but do I like it? I don't know. Yeah, I've done good.
How many grandkids you got, Donnie?
Let's see.
Can't count them all, huh?
I don't have a lot of them. It's just that my kids are all scattered to the wind, so I don't always know what's going on. But anyway, I've got 2, 4.
Gotta live and let live.
I think I got 6.
And you have a great granddaughter.
I have a great granddaughter,
That's Curtis's.
and I also have some other great grandchildren from I guess who's,
We have Mark, right?
yeah, well, Mark, but he's got two kids, so I got those, and then Donnie has Curtis plus Derek, so there's 4, and then Max had Heather, and she,
You don't know where Max is anymore.
no, I haven't seen him talk to Max in 40 years, but Heather is his girl,
Yeah.
my granddaughter,
Yeah.
and she has gotten married and she has 2 or 3 kids. Last I heard of her, she was in Grand Prairie, Texas, right outside of Dallas.
So many people are going to Texas.
Yeah, Texas is
Cowboy.
a popular place. So anyway, I got 4, 6, at least 6 grandchildren, and then also have 3 or 4 great grandchildren.
Okay.
But I've never seen just Curtis's little girl's the only great grandchild that I've seen. The other 3 that I think Heather had 3 children, but they live in Texas, and
You don't know.
so I never see or hear from them.
Well, I
But
have
we're just
8
everybody's kind of just scattered to the 4 winds.
So
8
you-
grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren, with
Woohoo!
2 more on the way.
Woohoo! Wow.
And one of them in Texas.
Okay. Yeah.
Say who?
Nanny.
1 out of how many?
Of all of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you don't have many. You guys aren't scattered all over the world.
No.
No.
Natney's in the Air Force, that's why he's in Texas.
And Dad and Mom have how many grandchildren?
I think 14.
Is that right?
Wow.
And how many great grandchildren?
1 and 1 on the way.
That's right.
How many?
1 and 1 on the way.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be 2 by the end of the year. Dan is a grandpa now.
Hey, Grandpa Dan, how you doing?
More than Mary. I want a dozen.
Sure you do.
You're on your way. He's got several daughters.
Yeah, I want each one to have a dozen.
Let them suffer just like you did.
No, it was beautiful.
That's why I say, bring on the great grandchildren. Just bring them on.
No, I took care of every one of my grandchildren, every one of them till the time they were born, till they started preschool.
They came to you.
Well, we
I
all
watched them all.
Oh, really?
Their parents work. Yep, I had that privilege.
we were.
It is a privilege.
Yes, I had the privilege.
We were always concerned about your mental health anyway, Judy. Or Arlene,
Yeah,
I'm
like-
sorry.
Oh.
Who's
You
that?
know, they had hassling all those kids all the time.
That's what's the matter with
No,
me. Now I know.
Now you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep. Now I know.
So who was the first grandchild? For
Joshua,
For who?
for
For
who?
who?
for Grandma, Grandpa, Mowry. Our grandparents. You were the first grandchild.
Am I the oldest in the
No,
group?
Yeah.
I'm
No.
61.
no. How old are you?
He's
61.
61.
He's born 61.
Nobody but
I was born in 58.
Helen had one first.
Or
Born in
before-
58. I'm
58.
61.
No, Mavis had hers.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, this
Ma-
is
Mavis's
like me
came
now.
along before
oh, okay.
Beck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Mavis
Okay.
had. Because Mavis actually had 4 kids.
Did she have them in Elmira?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were the first grandbabies. Well, was it a big thing? You know, a new
So,
grandchild.
yeah.
You know, was it a big thing then? Was it?
We
It,
didn't.
it was
As a family unit, and I'm probably talking out of turn, but it wasn't a family unit. It was
Oh.
just a bunch of people living
wherever.
wherever.
Okay. So it wasn't a having a new
It wasn't a family.
baby was not a.
To me, what you
Yeah.
call a family. We were not a family. We simply were not.
So you weren't connected to Aunt Mavis at all?
Oh, I was connected to her, yeah, but not.
I don't think that's, I will say this much. I don't think any of us, I can speak for myself, anyway, I don't think any of us have felt disconnected from each other.
No,
As siblings, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
no.
That's good.
Yeah.
But from there, everybody kind of has their own world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically what you should be, you know.
Well,
Yeah, I always took my.
that ain't the way it
I
used to.
I could
That ain't the way it was when
compartmentalize.
we
I
were
always took
kids.
mom and dad, put them
'Cause we
over
were-
here.
We were
And
connected
I
with grandparents
let
and great grandparents and all
interfere
that
or
stuff.
whatever.
Uncles.
Yeah, aunts and uncles.
Turn me
Everybody was a
hateful
family.
and
You went
mean or
with
bitter
a family unit.
towards
Aunt
them
Ruth.
about
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
I never disliked either one of my
Now those
parents.
kinds of things
Never, never.
don't happen regularly.
Yeah.
I
They
would
happen
not.
sometimes, but they're not
Yeah,
part
my
of the
mother
system
never.
anymore.
Yeah.
So,
And as they say, parents come equipped with what they know.
Yeah.
And they came equipped with what they knew and so I don't believe they did anything to any of us intentionally.
Yeah.
It wasn't pleasant, but that's the way it was.
Now, did you ever have get-togethers at your grandparents' house, like Christmas,
Oh, yeah.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Where was I?
Oh.
Grandma, Grandpa Mowry.
I never ever
when
remember.
when we were little,
Really little.
when we were real little,
The only Christmas I
We would have
anything that I remember was
activities
we always
with
had a
Grandma and
tree. A
Grandpa
tree was
Mowry.
up,
You're
but other than
right.
that, there was nothing.
we had to
There was no special.
know.
Yeah.
Uncle
What?
Ralph and Aunt Gladys.
Right,
I
but what I'm
remember
saying
Uncle
though, as far as, in Elmira,
I know.
when we were all down here, we didn't have big gatherings with, as a
Family.
overall family unit.
That's right.
But we did when we were up in Oxford.
Yeah.
So. The only thing
That's
I
true.
remember
They
in
retained
Oxford is
Better.
I
than-
was
Yeah.
always with Aunt Ruth. If
I know.
Aunt Ruth came to town, she always came by the house to get me,
Yeah.
take me with her wherever she went. And then I just remember there was one of her good friends, and we'd always go over to her house. And I can remember she getting ready to leave,
Big done.
and I hid in the bedroom.
Is that
And she couldn't find me.
So I have a question. Driving through Elmira, and I'm seeing all these beautiful homes from the turn of the century. Like, what was the big industry back then? Like that.
Lord,
no one really-
Lord LaFrance was here, American LaFrance. They both built all the fire trucks you see in the country.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Bendix Corporation, you ever heard of them?
What?
Bendix.
Yeah, they made a lot of brakes and
Oh, machinery.
mechanical parts for
Wow.
cars.
Remington Rand.
Remington Rand,
Wow.
the
Okay.
Eclipse.
And those businesses
Yeah.
went out?
Yeah, they all folded.
Oh, okay. That's why there's all that area of Elmira. There's a lot of neighborhoods that seem like they're falling apart.
Oh, yeah, no question
Yeah,
about it.
but,
Oh,
but it was pretty.
Everything here is gone downhill since the flood. It just
72.
since it just hasn't.
Recovered.
But when we were growing up,
It was,
Um,
yeah, it was different.
Elmira was a industrial center, so
Yeah.
they had a lot of jobs here.
Yeah.
Population in Elmira when we grew up was 60,000. When I left here, the population was 60,000, and that was in 1953. So think of that 60,000 relative to the population of the country at the time. And then now, it's 20,000.
Oh, it's gone.
Okay.
All that stuff.
And compare it to the
Yeah.
population that we live now, which is, in 1953, the population of the country was 150 million. Now it's 330 million.
Yeah, how you get all that information, Donnie?
I read, man.
Show a little something.
I think, I'm glad I could see this building.
We're going in.
Okay.
We're going in.
So in the Mark Twain building, they have a room of the memorabilia of the Mark Twain Hotel. Can we just take a peek and see?
Sure.
Okay. This is where
I'll back up.
Grandma was a waitress
Oh, was she?
when it was a hotel.
Hotel, yeah, I remember that when it was a hotel.
And Dad was a busboy.
He was telling me his first job ever.
So
He's making the big
we
bucks.
finally found the location.
We found something.
Yeah, that's the way it looked a long time ago.
At the gateway to the famous Finger Lakes region.
Yeah.
250 rooms,
$2
250 baths.
$2 a bath.
Room.
All the rooms.
Television and free overnight parking.
Interiors.
4 decorated restaurants? Wow.
Wow, look at this.
Babe, hey, how's it going?
They had a ballroom,
It
too.
was a ballroom?
Dan, we're up on the second floor now.
What did they do in the ballroom?
Had a ball.
No. Identifying myself.
I think there might have been a large
Dancing
room
and
over there.
stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Grandma.
Yeah, so they would have events.
All right.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Parties?
nice. You know, we're looking
Ballroom?
at different memorabilia and stuff.
They'd have a
Look at this, looks like the Rockingham.
Maybe Dad
So.
picked up these plates at one point.
Dad, do these plates look familiar?
Your busboy.
Oh, no?
How about the dishes?
The New Orleans room? Do you remember the New Orleans room?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where these dishes come from.
Yeah.
But maybe they changed them since, because what year was it? 1950? No, 40s.
I know.
Well, it was
All right.
49.
So maybe they changed the dishes by then.
I'm sure they did.
Oh, that was in the hotel lobby, right? Maybe this is the hotel lobby area.
This is
It
the
looks
second
like it.
floor.
I know, but you could walk up into the lobby from the street.
Yeah.
Walk up a stair. Did you walk up a set of stairs into the lobby?
Yeah, a big wide.
Look at this. This is built-in mural.
Yeah.
They're censoring his books and stuff now, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is still going.
Dad, does this look like it might have been the lobby that they just changed?
No, because it was a big wide.
Well, I know, but they might have built a.
Yeah, they
See how they built walls here? And
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, because he probably walked.
This looks like the walls that were.
the original walls.
Yeah.
It was a very paneled room. It was paneled everywhere, right, with columns?
No. It was a big wide stairway.
Yeah, okay.
And they, it went up into a conference room.
I'll have to take a picture of it.
So this is the lobby area that I saw online.
Yeah.
With the mural back there. And these are the columns I was talking about.
Yeah,
there's
these
a
are all
staircase.
new walls.
Dad wasn't born to 33.
Well, I think this might be original wall.
So this was a fairly.
No, but over here.
Yeah, this wall, yeah. So they closed it off for,
And a drop ceiling.
look at how nice
Look
that
at the front
was.
desk. Yeah.
Yeah, big plush carpet.
Plush carpet. Yeah. Did you have to dress
I
up
could
for
hear the
work?
clinking of the glasses.
Did you have to wear a bow tie?
No, I just had a white jacket.
White jacket. Oh. Oh, because you're a busboy, yeah.
They had a soda fountain.
Do you remember the kitchen?
Yep.
Does that look familiar? The kitchen?
Yeah, I remember that chef.
You do?
No,
Oh.
but he looks familiar.
Okay.
He's a fat guy.
A fat guy with a big tall hat. Do those tables look familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
These waitresses look familiar.
That's what your mom would look like?
Yep.
Yeah. Huh. So how old were you? Was it high school years that you had the job here?
Yep, I was in, I was 15.
I've never seen such a cute children's menu.
15. You remember what you got paid?
35 cents an hour.
35 cents an
I
hour?
have a children's menu.
Wow.
Things have changed.
Yep. Now it's a private academy. Private now. Private school. It used to be public because it was the Elmira High School when you were young, right?
It was called an EFA.
Right, but it was the public high school
Yeah.
that everyone went to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now,
It's like it's been added on to.
Space age.
well, this
Probably.
is not a public school anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, it's now private academy.
But is that the building that you were in?
Yeah. Did you used to go through the front door?
We usually went to the other side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My grandmother used to live across the street.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's what I remember you saying. That you should walk easily to high school.
Well, I used to take a bicycle
Oh, you took your bike here.
Yeah.
Okay.
because we lived on the other side, so, on Vine Street.
Oh, okay.
And you went to Vine Street yesterday, right?
Yep.
You found it?
How far away is that from here?
Well, it's probably about 20 minutes.
Nice architecture here. Flagpole. Right. Did you ever run up the flag?
No,
No?
I don't know who did that.
What do you remember about high school, Dad?
Well, I remember a history teacher I had that was very good.
Really?
Yeah, he later became the principal.
Oh.
He was a vice principal, I think, when I was
Okay.
here.
All right. And he taught
Yeah.
as well. Huh.
Yeah, they don't think they had a full-time administrator. Well, the principal probably was.
Okay. Yeah. Did you get good grades?
I did,
Yeah.
yeah. I was
studied?
on a roll.
Good. Huh. Do you remember what size your graduating class was?
About 300, I think.
Wow. Was there much in the way of extracurriculars going on in those days?
Not too much that I remember. I used to take some evening courses.
Evening?
Yeah, like
Oh, wow.
for chemistry.
What, just for extra credit? Or
Yeah,
because you were interested?
yeah.
Really? Wow.
Did they have a chess club or?
I think they did, but I didn't.
You didn't
wasn't
play in it?
involved in at that time.
Well, you're also working, right?
Yeah, well, I only worked on the weekends.
Yeah.
Because you weren't allowed to work in the evenings.
As a student.
Yeah.
They wanted you to study.
Yeah.
And you probably wanted to study,
Well,
unlike a lot of your
Yeah.
peers. Unlike your siblings, right?
yeah,
I don't know. Was Mavis a good student too?
yeah, she
Oh,
was good.
Oh.
Yeah. Although she quit early. I
Did
think.
she?
It
And
was
Donnie.
not it was not uncommon for the kids to drop out of school.
Did you bring a lunch to school or did you go home?
Well, I went to my grandmother's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So she was nearby and
yeah.
she had a good hot meal for you?
Well, she always wanted you to eat something.
Yeah.
She couldn't get out of there without. They had grew vines for grapes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, grape.
You had fresh grapes?
It was on. What street was it?
Was it the East Church? Or no?
No.
Is that a different house? Different house?
Yeah. This is all different now.
Oh, is it? Yeah, that looks like
they've
a new
added-
building there.
Added on a bunch.
But it was in this
Yeah.
direction?
So did Mom graduate from here too? Did Mom graduate from here, Helen?
Oh, yes. Well, no, she was in Elmira Heights.
Elmira Heights, okay.
Oh, that was another high school? Okay. Do you know if she finished?
The kids.
You
I'm
found
not
out?
sure.
Did you say
I
Helen
know she
didn't
was good in
finish?
school, right?
Yeah.
She was good in school,
Yeah.
right? I know she sang.
Really?
Yeah, she was a singer.
Oh.
She loved to sing.
All of our families good.
Oh, you should.
Musically inclined.
Yeah. You have music.
When I was in school, I played saxophone.
Oh,
So I never did stay with it, but I did play all through high school.
yeah. Do you remember friends? Did you have a friend that you...
Well, one of the friends I had was Clyde Peck, and he was Mavis's first husband.
Oh, really? Oh, he was your friend.
Yeah.
Oh. Huh. In your grade? Or was he in your grade?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's head to the car.
I just there's still the cemetery. Yeah.
But I tell you,
Remember that?
the person that saved your dad was your mother.
Oh, yeah, she is.
If it hadn't been for Mary Lou, there ain't no telling what happened to him.
And he was nuts about her up until,
I tell you what, he was, even when he was out there in Nebraska, he was always worried about what Mary Lou was doing,
she hated it out there, right?
Not initially, but again, it wasn't.
You like your hometown of Elmira?
Yeah, and plus that Mary Lou was back here.
Yeah.
Is it running?
That was the big draw.
Yeah.
And as soon as he came back here, it was get married and have your family and do your thing. But if it hadn't been for Mary Lou, I don't know what he'd have done. He'd been deep doo-doo.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't talk to him.
Sometimes it's tough.
Yeah. She was the only one that could get through, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and he, she run that house. She took care of business, man.
Now, how was his relationship with his dad?
My dad didn't have a good relationship with any of us.
Was that, yeah.
Well, he didn't have time. He didn't put anything into it. I mean, he was too busy drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, So,
Was he drinking out of the house?
oh yeah,
Oh, always out?
most of the time.
Yeah.
Yep,
He was a taxi driver, right? And
well, no, that was just one of his jobs. I mean,
right.
I mean,
He
when he got out of the Navy, the mistake my mom made with him was that he was in the Navy in the Second World War.
Yeah.
And he loved it. And he wanted to stay in the Navy.
Oh, it's
And
gonna be good for him.
my mom wouldn't have nothing to do with that.
Especially online, they'll figure it out.
So he came back to Elmira, got a job at Bendix Corporation. It was a machine.
Like a factory. Like,
Right,
yeah.
and he was a machine operator. And he was good at it. But they wanted him to be a manager. They didn't want him just to be the machine, because my dad was smart.
Yeah,
I mean,
oh yes.
He was no dummy boy. And they wanted him up in the management. He quit. Well, and then from that, but then he wouldn't do nothing, he wouldn't do anything. He didn't do anything after that.
Okay.
Nothing. He was a taxi driver, he was this, he was that, he was whatever. He could fit in when he felt like it.
7 in the morning.
And the rest of the time, he was just drunk.
Gallivanting, yeah.
7 days.
So that's the way that ended up. And then somehow or another, when he got to home, he came out to Lincoln when I was there. He got run out of town for some reason. I don't know what it was all about. But he had to leave, and he came out there He stayed in Lincoln, was staying with me. And then my mom came out with Judy, and she was on her way to California to see your dad.
She gets one in between.
And
Judy got sick.
Judy got sick. And she had to go to the hospital, and then my mom had a hospital bill. So she went to work to pay the hospital bill, and just went from there.
So she never made it to California.
No, she never made it to California, you know. And my dad, all he did was he just moved up to Omaha when she went up to Omaha because she got a better job up there.
Did he straighten himself out when he was up there?
No.
No.
He never straightened. That was where he drove taxis. And,
Okay, up there, all right, Lincoln.
No, I don't know. He finally. I don't even remember how old he was when he finally quit drinking. But he did eventually quit. But it was, it was too late then. So.
When I worked at the post office, I worked every Monday.
You look around at the history and you wonder how the hell half of us even made it.
It was on the day that they mowed the golf course. So they would get a lot of people.
World's a different place now.
Tell us the story of how you found our family after so many years.
So, well, growing up, I knew that I was adopted, and so I always had a curiosity. And my adoptive parents live in Springwater, New York, and it's about an hour from here, very close. So I kind of knew, but they didn't really talk about it much. And so when I got older, I started looking. Just a little curiosity. I found bits and pieces over the years, and then it was about 10 years ago, I started looking, and I hired an attorney, and I got the court records unsealed, and they told me that just the non-identifying information about myself, just who my parents were, their ages, and a little bit about the story. That I went into foster care at 11 months, and then I was freed for adoption at age 4.5. But my parents in Springwater adopted me at age 6. So, but then, like I said, I always had the curiosity, and then always kind of looked, but it was after the court records were unsealed, it kind of even sparked my curiosity more, but it didn't seem like I was going to be able to find anybody. And then a friend of mine, actually, I don't know how she did it, but she found the connection between Mom, Helen, Mowry Laird, and Aunt Arlene. And so she called Aunt Arlene and said, did you have anybody in the family that was born in February 26, 1958, a boy named Christopher?
Wow.
And Aunt Arlene, of course, said yes. And then, so she gave me Aunt Arlene's phone number, and so Aunt Arlene was my first contact with the family.
Wow.
So,
wow.
And this is my first visit in person.
Wow. Oh, this is great.
So, yeah.
And you are such a Mowry. That smile and the laugh and the eyes, you're just such a Mowry. Mowry. What's the correct pronunciation?
Mowry. W silent.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Uncle Don said.
Is that what you're hearing? Are you hearing more the Mowry?
Yeah, the Mowry. Before I was always pronouncing it Mowry.
Okay. Yeah. Like that's what we grew up.
Yeah.
And that's how my dad still pronounces it. But
yeah.
Anyway, all the same family.
Mowry, yeah.
So we're glad you found us.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's good to be here, and glad I could make it for the reunion.
Yeah, and hear a lot of stories.
Yes.
See all the cousins that you never knew.
Grew up an only child, so.
This is a little overwhelming even.
Yeah.
That you have this much family.
So my parents that adopted me, Ronald and Rosa Proctor, all that side of on my dad's side of the family is gone now.
Okay.
So, and then my mother's side of the family, all I have left is an uncle, and he lives in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
And so it's kind of nice to find my birth family.
Yes. Yeah.
My blood.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So yeah, it's been great.
Wow, so you grew up in, tell us your story a little bit. You grew up in which town?
Springwater. So I was in foster care from, and I didn't know the ages until, you know, I got the story from the adoption agency,
Yeah.
the Elmira, Chemung County adoption agency. They kind of shared a couple paragraphs about my story. They wouldn't tell me the names of my parents, but but they did a little story. And I was adopted, or I went into foster care at 11 months, and then I was there, and I think Mom tried to, you know, work with them to get me back, but I guess it didn't quite work out. So at 4.5, they released me for adoption, and then at age 6, my parents adopted me, and I remember a couple of trips.
Yeah.
I didn't know where I was at the time, but I made trips from Elmira to Springwater, and I spent like a couple weekends with them, and before they adopted me, and to make sure it was going to work out. And then when I was adopted, I remember the judge sitting me on his lap and saying, "Do you want to take these people as your parents?" And I said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So I grew up there. We
What are their names?
Ronald and Rosa Proctor.
Okay.
My dad was born in Springwater and lived there his whole life,
Good job, bud.
basically.
Okay.
So, but my dad served in the military, and he was in the National Guard full time. And then he also ran a business, which was a convenience store, and it was a gas station, grocery store, mechanic shop. So I grew up changing tires, oil, pumping gas, pumping a lot of gas, washing windshields, and I think gas was like around 20 cents a gallon when I was pumping it.
Wow.
So I grew up, you know, knowing how to work, and we also have 4 ponies and a horse, so did a lot of shoveling manure and and just.
What were they for? They were like.
They were just entertainment, yeah. So I'd jump on the, you know, I'd ride them bareback and they'd kick me off.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was good fun. And the property that we lived on, you know, had several acres and had a creek running through it, and so fish. Did a lot of fishing growing up. Did a little bit of deer hunting, but I was never much of a hunter. But I did a little bit. And then, you know, it was nice growing up in that town. It's a real small community, probably around 500 people.
That's very small.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we had a business in the town, so we were kind of like the known family in the town, you know. So,
Okay. All right.
but I was a little wild as a teenager. I got in trouble.
Yeah.
But anyway, I kind of mellowed out. I got in my 20s and 30s, so.
Okay.
And then I went, and when I turned 19, I had a spiritual experience where I became a Christian. And then I went to the military as a chaplain's assistant for 3 years. And then after
you
that,
have
I moved to
training for
Texas. No, the Army trains you.
Yeah.
So you pick a job and they train you.
And you wanted to, yep.
So that's what I ended up doing in the military, and then I got out and went to school in Texas, and was actually in ministerial school for 4 years, and then
Is that different than a
graduated.
seminary, or?
A little bit,
Oh.
yeah. It's called Bible College.
Oh,
is what
okay,
it
yeah.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have.
Did you
have the
complete that,
background.
or?
I did complete that,
Okay.
and I was a minister for a year, a youth director.
Oh.
And so
Okay.
yeah, I didn't quite. I love the kids, but the politics of being, you know, a church leader didn't work for me. And so anyway, so I moved back to Texas and got in the medical field. So
Where were you a minister?
in Arkansas.
Arkansas.
I went to school in Waxahachie, Texas, and then when I graduated, I moved to Arkansas
For that year.
for that year. So
All right, and then you moved back to Texas. and
yes, moved back to Texas.
Moved on to
and-
the next.
Yeah,
thing,
and
which
then
was
got into the medical field.
medical.
Became a respiratory therapist. So.
Okay.
And then the last 5 years, I've been working in the IT side of the hospital work, you know, with the medical software.
Okay.
So, and that's currently in Bryan College Station,
Yeah.
working in the hospital there. So,
Right.
when I left, you know, at 19, and so I only been back like one other time since. Is when, after my dad passed away, I came up to stay with my mom for a little bit and help her out, and then I instantly. About a year later, I came just to get her and move her to Texas. So But at that time, I realized when I came back to get her and to stay with her for a little bit, it was just too cold for me here.
Yeah.
I got used to Texas weather
Yeah.
now. But it's nice coming back. It's a beautiful country.
Yeah.
You know, the town I grew up in is very beautiful. It's similar to this landscape.
Yeah.
So,
Trees,
trees and hills and spring waters in a valley. So the main street goes through town, and there's two hills that come up on both sides of it.
Yeah.
So when you drive through the town, it's just, you know, it's the town's spread out, but then there's big, huge hills on both sides and trees, and you know, it's pretty in the fall. You know, the leaves change, and white Christmases are nice, but long, cold winters aren't for me anymore.
Yeah.
But it's good to come back and visit.
Yeah.
But I wasn't that familiar with Elmira, even though I was here,
Yeah.
because it was my younger years, and so I grew
Okay.
up in Springwater, and
Right.
so Elmira's a little bit newer experience, you know.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
yeah.
Well,
So
thanks
well,
for
thank you.
finding us.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for taking the time to talk, meet me.